Maybe they have.
Uncultured swine.
Very uncultured.
Like
my children swine. Actually, that's a little hard.
No,
Why don't you go finish that beer outside? What is up, everybody, and welcome into the DNVR Nuggets pregame show. The final pregame show of the regular season. The final one. A swan song of sorts.
Wow, it's all over. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. Well, it's not all over.
I can't believe it. At a certain point, we'll have to just put a different logo on the same thing that we're doing.
Hey, you don't know this, but we might actually have one. We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download and use promo code DNVR when you do. Dev, he's going to give out bets. I advise you to take the opposite of whatever advice he gives you. That's just me.
Do you think they have player props tonight?
They do, and they're going to be so hard to predict. They're going to be near impossible for you to predict.
We're about to sweep the board.
I can't wait for it. But first, let me introduce my cast, of course, over here in his Cosby fit.
Ooh.
Is Dev.
I don't know if that's aged well, though.
I can't make a Cosby joke now.
No, I just don't know if Dev wants to rep that.
I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he did it.
Dev's outfit has aged well. Cosby references aged really well or very poorly, depending on which side of the fence you want to be on.
Am I being attacked, or is this a compliment?
I think it's an attack. I think it's an attack.
It seems like an attack. It was in the 80s. That was a compliment, though.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back.
Pudding and the kids.
And we've been canceled.
Over here, we've got D-Line Co. You guys know him as Eric?
Yeah, you could have said he's got like Notorious B.I.G. vibes also.
Is that what you think?
Well, I mean, like, but you don't want to say like whatever. Yeah, that's what I think. The sweater. That's not a Coogee sweater. What's up, guys? I'm ready for some Nuggets basketball.
Postseason form.
Not sure that's exactly what we're going to see. Over here, I got Brendan Vogt.
Hey, guys. Take 2 on the vertical stripes. This shirt's definitely blue. Leave me alone.
Nice.
Wow, I'm sure you'll probably emerge unscathed by the end of the night.
Yeah, that should be totally fine.
Not pictured tonight is Harrison Wind, who is getting a DNP engagement tonight.
He's out with a left ring.
He's out with a left ring finger injury. He got engaged. I think we can announce that. He put it on the timeline.
I would have said a left ring finger augmentation.
First of all, how about the sunglass power couple thing going on?
Very, very sunglass power couple.
He's a legend.
Yeah, so shouts to Harrison. When he gets back, he'll be a engaged man. I don't even know what that means.
Was that a joke?
No, it's a fact. It was a statement of fact.
Yeah.
Nuggets Blazers tonight. Weirdest game. One of the weirdest games I've ever prepared for. Honest to God, one of the weirdest games. There's a lot at stake tonight. You could say some of the most the widest range of outcomes for the Nuggets tonight from a what do you want, what do you not want standpoint. But as Michael Malone told us in the pregame pregame commentary,
and he was telling the truth.
All right, I'll just hand it to you. What did Michael Malone have to say about possibly throwing tonight's game?
They are not trying to avoid anybody. All their guys will play tonight, he said. I think more of a generic quote than a literal quote. I don't know if literally everyone will play, but we'll see. The starting lineup will be the same. They're not. You won't see any intentional tank jobs, according to Michael Malone.
Do we believe this?
No, we heard this exact same thing last year. He went in, he willfully and gleefully and joyfully tanked against these very Blazers.
That's true. You know who also doesn't believe them? Las Vegas. Las Vegas has the Nuggets as heavy underdogs tonight, which if this was a normal matchup, you'd probably say maybe it's Blazers -1. It's in Portland, whatever, -2. No, not the case. They're big-time underdogs. So what does it mean tonight?
Well, I was going to say, who else doesn't believe him is anyone who follows Mike Singer. Mike Singer tweeted earlier today that he's told that while everyone is expected to go, don't expect heavy minutes from the key guys tonight. So take that for what it's worth.
So there is 2 parts here. One is tanking to avoid, because avoid a matchup that you don't want in the second round. The other thing is, look, this is game 72. Usually it would be 82. It's the last game. Do you want to risk an injury? Do you, especially against a team that's so desperate tonight in the Portland Trailblazers? Portland have everything to play for. Win, you're in the playoffs. Lose, you're in the seeding round. You got to go up against a hot Warriors team. Very dangerous. So, this is one of those games that just makes you nervous. It has Game 7 intensity from Portland.
Yeah, if you're rooting for the Nuggets to lose this game, then you're leaning hard and you find some alleviation in the thought that Portland absolutely needs this one. Yeah. And Dame motivated at times like these. Like you think about that bubble run. We've seen him to close the season. This season, he's been on a tear. They've been on a tear. I think you just got to look at Portland really needs this one. Dame really needs this one. I would lean on Portland taking this.
So
they're definitely going to win this game.
You think? Definitely.
Yes.
All right. So you're not buying any aspect that there could be.
Dude, we saw them do this exact thing. Here's what will happen.
I'm holding out a little.
Here's what's going to happen. It's going to be a close game. We're going to be like, oh, man, are they really going for it? And then come second half, fourth quarter, we're like, oh, nope, no, they're not going for it. Everyone will have.
Do you think there's any scenario where Jokic gets to play the first half only, but he's just like, F it, I'm making a statement.
Yes.
Goes up by 20.
Yes.
So you think they would
Bet
let him
the first quarter again.
Okay,
Oh,
all
yeah,
right.
for sure. I do think that it's going to be Malone was. I'm not going to say was lying, but he was leading it on in a certain way. I think they are going to play very, very hard in that first quarter. He's going to call a quick timeout if things don't go the way.
A rage timeout is a lock tonight. You're
he's
right.
He's going to be super angry if you're like cheating the game in his idea. So that you expect him to come out super hard, and it's going to be a tightly fought game. That second half, you could just bet it against it because we already know the Portland's going to go on their whole run. But I think there is going to be a lead by the Nuggets early on.
The rage timeout is a lock. I can't wait. You saying that made me think.
But it's
this
like
is how
it's a frage timeout. It's a fake
rage.
rage.
Oh, totally.
Timeout.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good.
You get over here.
Hey, Marcus, go clean this up.
Yeah, Marcus Howard, get in there and show them how you defend.
I've lost communication with Nikola Jokic. I need you, Marcus Howard, to go in there and
play
clean
hard.
this
We
up.
got Jack Harrison out there. Go show him how it's done. Go guard him.
Now, Jokic, you hit the showers. Think about your
All right, guys, for the third game in a row, Bol played at the University of Oregon.
Oh, my God.
They're in Portland. Is tonight the Bol night?
Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not, of course, I would never say Michael Malone is lying. I just don't believe him.
Okay.
Two separate
You're
statements.
worried he's watching this. I love it. You're covering all bases.
No. I just want to stop short of saying he's lying.
Okay.
But I don't believe him.
Same
Yeah,
semantics. I
I'm
love it.
saying
That
he's
was
lying.
really good.
I think one of the best ways to sort of sneaky do this is to play Bol 15 minutes tonight because Bol has not played
say
a quality
45
minute
minutes?
in months.
Man, do you guys remember it was Portland? It was Nurkic that power dunk on Bol and one. Like he got dunked on the worst of his whole life. It was by Nurkic.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you're going to say something analytical about the
No,
game.
please.
I'm going to diminish the entire
all
concept
means.
of the game. I think I said this the other day. I want the NBA to adopt the one thing from the MLB that I think is a good move. When you go up and you want to intentionally walk a batter, you just say 4, and you point at first base, they just skitter down. The Nuggets just show up and go, dub, and point at
We're handing them tonight's
duh,
win.
like
Yeah.
why we have to go through the rigmarole of this game is beyond me.
So I don't think that I know Bol played real minutes against Brooklyn, but I just, at this point, like that Bol hasn't played in these last 2 games is very, very telling.
Yeah.
So generally I would say no, don't expect him tonight. But if sneaky tank job, playing Bol might have some utility.
Do we have starters out?
It's a good question.
We'll move on while he looks for that, and we'll go to the seeding tonight
do.
because we do have starters. You got it, Dev?
Yeah, it looks like they're going with Facu, Austin Rivers, Aaron Gordon, MPJ, and Jokic. The regular starters.
Yeah, they might win. They're going to win the first quarter, I think.
going
By a
all
You
lot.
don't know, bet that first quarter
Alrighty.
and then
They're going to
nothing
be
else.
underdogs in the first quarter at that.
Really?
They have to. They're favored by 11 is Portland.
Yeah, that's true.
And the first half. They're going to be down by like 5 is what they're
I'd only bet
expecting,
the
I'm
first
guessing.
quarter. I'll just do it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
fun. And we move on now to talk about the seeding here because with everything, the returns are coming in. We're starting to get a little bit of a clear picture. What's been updated so far here? Do you have it in front of you?
Well,
Which
we
ones are
know
locked
what
in?
we do. So the 10, 9, and 8 out west, guys,
'Kay.
that's locked in now. It's
Okay.
going to be Spurs at 10, Memphis at 9, Golden State at 8. Beyond that, out west, you can bracket things off
Oh
and
my
say,
God.
hey, it's one of these 2 teams. But actually, I believe nothing else is set in stone.
Can I tell you one thing?
All we have to do is not win.
it's so easy.
All of
It's
a
like-
sudden, having Jokic as
You know how
your
much
best
of my
player
life
is
I
a
have been
pain in the
able
ass.
to not accomplish anything by not winning? The Nuggets can accomplish so much by doing what I've done, but not getting anything from
You
it.
know what I feel bad for is Memphis. They lost in the play-in last year, and now they have to not only beat the Spurs, which okay they should be able to do, but then they have to beat the loser of Warriors Lakers. Like my God, man, the Memphis Grizzlies. Like we complain, we have the small market energy here for Denver. The Grizzlies they get shafted left and right, man. I feel bad.
It's like a quality organization.
Quality,
Won a lot
good
of
young
games,
guys,
good young
fun,
guys.
good fan base. It's crazy. All right, so those are locked in. Utah tonight if they beat the Kings have screwed us all year.
I know, dude.
This is the one time they can really do us a solid. It doesn't even matter that much to me. I would rather play Phoenix in the second round, but if should Denver advance if they're the 4, but just do us this thing that would be hilarious for the Jazz to be the number 1 seed all year and then lose it on the last day.
Yeah, so to clarify, if the Jazz do lose to the Kings, then Phoenix moves up to that top spot. Potentially some implications there for Denver, but yeah, just how about Utah losing that top spot on the last day? That would be. Not
to mention that likeliest opponent if they drop to 2, the Lakers. I mean, Lakers, Warriors. Lakers going to be favored. They'll get the 7.
Great point.
Be hilarious. Hilarious.
Today is so interesting. It
is so
sucks
interesting.
We have to mar it with this stupid game.
I know, it is so dumb. But it is interesting. Like, part of me wants to watch this.
Like, today is a day I just want to experience via Twitter and
totally.
not actually.
No, you still can do that. That is still in your
support. So 1-2, we know it's Jazz Suns. Obviously, guys, then you can bracket off 3-4. It's going to be one of Nuggets Clippers. The Clippers, in theory, should try to lose this game.
Honestly, the game of the night.
But how
they are trying to lose
how do they losing that game might be harder than any teams had to do winning a game all season long. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have been the tank masters for months.
This is
finely tuned.
Do any of you guys play spades?
Oh,
No.
absolutely.
So you ever go like Neil and everybody's trying to get you to take one? This is exactly. We got a double Neil going on right now. You got 2 teams.
Yeah, this is the throw off.
This is the unbeatable force meets the unbeatable.
So these 2 teams are both going to try to lose tonight. It's extremely important for them to. And I'm telling you, that's the game of the night. I think it's almost more interesting to watch 2 teams try to lose.
I was going to say, how do you even go about that? Because this guy's still playing for contracts.
Yeah.
At the end of benches. But it's also like, we cannot win this game.
Yeah.
And how do you out-tank the tank masters?
Dude.
Like, they've already been finding ways to lose a lot of games. And now they're going against a team that's better than them, but also want to lose as bad. Like, do you take left-hand jumpers? Like, what do you do?
Dude, the other thing about, just quickly back to our stupid game, like, people talk about like the psychology of losing and how it permeates the whole team, and it shows the Lakers were scared of them. How about the psychological warfare being like, hey, Blazers, beat us. We want you.
Yeah.
Like, that's so much more powerful.
Yeah, could be.
Absolutely. If we do run into the Lakers, like, now we're whole new people. We've been through rounds. Like, the momentum has entirely changed.
I'll tell you, there's a little part of me, I put this on Twitter, but there's a little part of me that wouldn't mind the Jokic in the year of everybody resting and nobody taking it serious. There's something to Jokic saying, F it. I want the Lakers. Let's win. Not right. Everybody else is right. Even the damn Clippers are doing this.
I hate this. This to me is like 2 armies setting up in Braveheart and being like, to honor and glory, and then like the clever warfare just comes in and flanks you from the side.
Somebody said it would be like Ned Stark. Somebody said it was like Ned Stark in Game of Thrones.
Totally.
Like, there's honor and there's stupidity, and this blurs the line.
We lost so honorably in the first round, but the Lakers knew we were not scared.
Yeah.
Do you think that Portland will feel disrespected by that? Like, if they do just decide to just give them the game, like, hey, we want to play you.
Yes, professional athletes are great at fielding disrespect.
Yeah, like just trying to like bulletin board material.
100%.
And if there's one player that you have to go after into that type of ideology, it has to be Lillard. Like, he's good at take it to the next level.
Yeah, totally. Denver doesn't have to play the Blazers or Lakers. There is the option that they could play the Mavs tonight. Scenarios are a little fuzzy.
The Mavs have the Pelicans tonight. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
So if they
no. Pelicans or Lakers.
Oh, that's right. Who are the Mavs playing?
I think the Mavs are playing another terrible team.
Look that up. But if the Mavericks somehow lose that game,
Minnesota,
yeah.
There is still a chance that if Denver were to lose, the Clippers were to win, which is very on the table with OKC. Clippers go back up to 3. Denver drops to 4. They get the 4-5 with Dallas.
So Dallas win or lose, Denver would. If Denver loses and Clippers win, they would fall down.
Right.
So that's basically the scenario there.
Doesn't that seem the like most likely scenario?
If for them to play Dallas, I actually think it might be the most likely overall. I'm telling you, the Clippers can't. It's going to be so hard for them to lose tonight.
Portland, Clippers
win.
Yeah, that seems like the most likely.
And then Clippers, and actually, honestly, Clippers would probably like this because it's Clippers Blazers. Like they like that matchup.
Because going off Dev's earlier point, like when we say try to lose, there's no player on the floor that's going to try to lose. You go about tanking by, hey, we're playing this guy tonight.
It's like putting Bull out there. You're not going to, even if you told Bull, don't try hard, he'd be like, dude, I haven't played all year. I'm getting 30, man. I'm getting 35.
You want me to just take all these deep shots and not try to make any. There's no way you could get Bobo to just not score. Remember when actually,
Well, you
I
could
think
just let him shoot.
Portland tried it last year with Simons, and he went for like 50 or something in the game, right? Like
Totally.
I'll tell you, out east, what I like. So you mentioned even out east, those seeds are locked. Washington will be the 8th seed. They get the play-in against Boston, and I love this. I know not everybody cares about the Eastern Conference, but Washington has a chance to move up to 7. In fact, I think they will. They have a great chance of beating the Celtics in the play-in. You move up, and then you pit a Brooklyn Nets, or likely pit a Brooklyn Nets Wizards one. Russell Westbrook versus KD. Like, look, the Nets are going to smack them, but you know what I want to see? I want to see
Russell Westbrook get smacked.
Russell Westbrook can still punk his KD while losing the series. I think.
Oh, there's going to be some, like, we're going to get gifs of him talking, saying some crazy shit.
It'd be great.
It's going to be amazing.
So anyway, things are shaping up pretty nicely, I think, for an interesting one. Other things that are on the docket tonight, other things that are on the table. You might not know. I tweeted this out last night.
We know everything you tweet.
Well, you do. Everybody keeps keeps looking at it. Michael Porter Jr., if he makes one more three-pointer today, so if he makes one, he moves up into sole possession of 4th all-time on three-pointers made in a season in Denver Nuggets history. Here's what's crazy about that stat.
Yeah.
He missed a bunch of games because of COVID, and it's a 72-game season, and he is 4th all-time. He's passed Jamal Murray already for single-season most three-pointers made, and he can move into sole. Right now he shares it with Michael Adams. Sole possession. Absolutely insane. Now here's the other part of it. He's currently number 1 all-time in three-point field goal percentage in Denver Nuggets history for a single season. Number 1. Chauncey Billups is behind him, and Chauncey, that was a year, it was actually even shorter year because he got traded. It was the year he got traded to the Knicks, so on even fewer attempts than what MPJ did. But here's where we go with it. If Michael Porter, he stays number 1 all-time in Nuggets history three-point percentage, if he goes 0 for 1 or 0 for 2, 1 for 3, 1 for 4, 2 for 5 or 2 for 6, 3 for 7, 3 for 8,
You guys writing this
3
down?
for 9, and 4 for 10. So basically, he's got to shoot about 33% or better, and he will maintain number 1 all-time three-point field goal percentage.
That just tells you what, dude. Yeah, it tells you like we're just in a different era for the Denver Nuggets. That, a guy that's in his second year getting his first time playing, it's like, and everybody on the team, it's like they're like, oh, they're number 1 on some other thing for the Nuggets. It's like, yeah, this is by far the best squad we've ever had. The best players cumulatively we've ever had. We've had like higher peaks potentially at various positions with, like Chauncey and Melo and AI. But like as a team, my God, it's crazy.
The other thing that's crazy is number 1 on three-point field goals made is Dale Ellis, who got it in the 96-97 season when the three-point line was like a couple way shorter. There's so many, almost every team you look at,
Also
most threes.
season.
It's so dumb. So
Terrible season.
he's really like 3rd if you talk about the real three-point line.
Shortened season, missed time. I mean,
It's crazy.
as long as Porter's playing in a Nuggets uniform, there's no reason we won't see him at the top of a lot of these lists.
I honestly believe it. If you look at so tonight, he goes 0 for 2 to start the game from 3. Are you guys sweating?
no, because I know he's just gonna just start making them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
He's over two, he's due.
But also that, like, even if he doesn't get that this year, like he'll have some insane record every year henceforth.
Maybe.
He's gonna pass the.
Of course.
the
He's gonna pass
one.
all of them.
He's gonna pass the 1, and then he's just gonna keep going and keep going. Like, I think this is gonna be another night that he shoots the hell out of the ball. 'Cause that's what you have to expect every single time.
Especially since he had a bad game last game.
This is what I'm saying. It's hard when it's a weird game like this. I'll be honest. If he is like 1 below the threshold where I know it's going to lower him behind Chauncey, I'm going to be sweating. I'm going to be like rooting so hard for him to take a 3 and make it. If you look at 2-point percentage, here's what's crazy. 2-point field goal percentage. Also Michael Porter Jr. this year. Record NBA history.
He makes it every time he shoots.
He makes
it,
all
so-
2s. He makes all 3s. So if we look at 2-point field goal percentage, currently it's Jokic. So he's actually passed Jokic from 2016-17. So now it's
You hear that,
Porter,
Miroslav?
Jokic, 1-2.
You hear that, Miroslav?
Yeah. And he keeps it basically if he shoots, same thing, 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 1 for 3, 2 for 4. So roughly 33% or higher he's going to be able to maintain. Actually, that's not even that. It's basically 50%. He's going to have to shoot 50% on anything from the field or on 2-pointers tonight to keep it. So rooting for that. If you were curious, currently the leader in both true shooting percentage and effective field goal percentage in Nuggets history. Almost certainly not going to lose either of those. He's so far ahead on those that he's going to keep it. And then you look over at box plus minus. Jokic this season, best ever, beats Jokic, and Bobby Jones at the top 5.
I've always said Bobby Jones is slept on.
He is slept on. It was a great take of you to have, actually.
I've never said that, though.
Well,
It's
you should have
unreal.
said it. It would have been a very
I
good
was
thing
sitting
to
there
say.
looking like, did he ever say that?
Not once.
And then, of course, his PER 31.3 is not only the greatest in Nuggets history, I think it's a top 5 PER in NBA history, top 5, 6, 7, something like that. So, are these cool to you guys? Is this cool? To me,
I
it's
mean,
super cool.
I didn't know this was nerd corner. I thought we were talking about basketball.
We've all been
guys.
thinking this.
Really quick, I do want to clarify something. You were right. If Denver and the Clippers flip, it doesn't matter what Dallas does tonight. But Portland owns the tiebreaker. So there is still a chance for Portland to move up to 5 tonight if Dallas were somehow still to lose.
Really?
And so if the Nuggets lose and the Clippers lose and the Nuggets stay 3,
Yo, I can't
there
even-
is still a chance for them to get Dallas at 6.
All I know
think.
is the Nuggets need to lose, and I need to order a Wagyu burger.
That's what I'm
Sounds
getting
like-
today.
Yep, and enjoy my night. Probably take a nap over on the couch. It'll end up on Twitter. You'll see it. We might live stream it this time. And when I wake up, I hope that I have some idea who the Nuggets are going to play, and that it doesn't start with L.A.
There you go. All righty. Well, that's your hope. Part of me, like I said, still hopes for the effort. All right, let's bet on this game tonight. Oh, we have some super chats. Let's get to them.
Gareth O'Brien.
Love how high the vibes are right now. Blazers are our potential playoff opponent, and we're talking about whether we should beat them and not
is a
if we
nightmare.
can beat them. Well, it's a week away. I mean, like, we're going to talk about that. We have a week to talk about whatever matchup it is. And by the way, I actually should have brought this up. All week long, we're going to be live right from here, right from the lounge at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Monday through Friday, we're going to be doing live shows. Great guests lined up. You guys are going to love the guests that we have, so stay tuned for that. And we're going to talk, trust me, all about how or if and when or whatever.
Can you believe we booked RK?
I can't believe you looked arcade.
How did we guys pull that off?
All right, what else we got?
And then Logan wants to know who you guys think wins the East.
Nets.
Man, honestly, it depends on how the seeding falls. Because I'm looking at, I think, Philadelphia has a great chance. I think the Nets have a good chance. I look at who's going to have to play the Miami Heat. I think that could be a tough first
I think
round.
the Bucks will get them.
They're locked into them already.
I think so.
So that one could be interesting. You got, I don't know. I want to see how the seeding lines up. But I think the Nets have a really good chance, sadly.
I think Philly's probably the team that represents the best chance to. They can play solid defense. They have a matchup problem for the Nets that in Embiid. That, like, what does Brooklyn do with that? That said, I think Brooklyn cruises probably.
I just think that we have not been facing the reality of the Brooklyn Nets because they've not been together all year.
Oh, so it's
So we
definitely
can just
true.
be like, I mean, they got some issues, and then.
But it happened. The only thing is, it happened to the Clippers last year.
Yeah, but the Clippers didn't have as much talent as the Clippers almost pulled it off.
Oh, let me say this. I am so sad that the 76ers won't play the Heat until the conference finals.
Yeah.
Because that was the upset matchup that it was like, hey, put those guys together.
It can still entirely happen.
In the conference finals.
Because
that just means that the Heat would go through the Bucks and Nets, which they get there, man.
Dude, the Heat are hot, baby.
Culture, baby. They're kind of the Nuggets of the East.
Well, they're okay. They're the Nuggets of the East if the Nuggets of the East were the Broncos.
Oh, because of their
They've
history,
been-
you're saying.
They are a storied franchise
Yeah,
that
yeah.
have no problem getting people to come
Yeah,
to
but
them.
you know what? The guys on the roster are all underdogs. I mean, Jimmy Butler's an underdog. Bam Adebayo's an underdog.
Sure. I mean, I get it. I just mean like they
Duncan
are an underdog
Robinson's
with,
an underdog.
with a pedigree. Like you
sure?
can't.
Huh?
You sure about Duncan Robinson being an underdog?
the underdog.
He actually probably-
He's playing D3 hoops with me.
Dude, I can imagine him dressing up as underdog for Halloween, or playing it over at the Universal
Udonis
Studios.
Haslem's an underdog. Love that dude, man. Love that
Surely.
dude.
Shout out Udonis Haslam. What a way to go out. Telling Dwight Howard what I imagine a lot of players
Dude,
wish
I'm
they
telling
had
you,
told Dwight Howard.
there's such value in that. What he did was he made sure that all of the 76ers knew that they were a bunch of punks. That's what he did. And Spoelstra called it, by the way, if you don't know, Udonis Haslam got thrown out. Spoelstra called it his favorite moment of the season. Udonis Haslam going up and telling the coach going up and telling Dwight Howard that he's a punk, getting thrown out. And then it was like, yeah, that was awesome.
You can't.
And they ran him off the court.
You can't let a grown man put his finger in your face like that, man.
Yeah, that's
And beat had 6 points. All right, let's get to some gambling here.
Okay.
Open up DraftKings Sportsbook.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
Dev, make me some money, bro.
Look at Dev with a little caution. Exercise caution here.
Harrison Wind, in theory, could use a little boost financially
That's
today.
so true.
Oh, I got my
So
boy.
true.
I got my boy.
Oh,
He's here.
no.
Real fast. The line is at 8.5 now. Was
Wow.
it 11?
Yeah, they moved. Well, it was 9 when I saw it earlier. They moved to Denver. People love in Denver.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're still underdogs.
It's because people saw the starting lineup and they're like,
Do you
oh, maybe Denver means business.
I wondered if Denver was going to keep it close and try to keep an eye on that Lakers game, and if the Lakers lost, then be like, "F it, let's go for it, let's be in."
Yeah. So I'm not going to go with that line just because it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Just to know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down. I go to that first quarter.
Okay.
Nuggets are 3-point underdogs. Nuggets. There's no way they don't come out knowing
All
they're not
right.
going to play a
If
lot
you
tonight.
say so, Dev, I'm putting
going to do
a unit on it.
+3. I'm going to do a
All right,
+3. I'm not
putting
going
a
to take the
unit on
money
it.
line +3. Give them some juice.
All righty.
With that. So that's one that I really like.
Okay.
If you're really believing that Nuggets are going to go after it for a while, you have +5 in the first half. I'm going to do the first quarter because I truly do believe in that.
Do you like this, Dev, or D-line? You like it? Do you like it?
You can
wasn't
only
listening.
regard the first quarter, the first half as the basketball game.
Yeah.
The first half will be played straight up.
I'm just saying, man, I don't know about. There is a desperation for Portland, and there is I don't know, but I'm with it. 1 unit.
So then we take a look at props. This is
Oh,
where
this
it
is
gets
gonna
really
it's gonna
funny.
get ugly.
It gets crazy.
'Kay.
You look at the Nuggets, it's as if they think nobody is going to score. Nobody. And
Yeah.
then you look at Portland side, everybody's going to go
Whoa,
off.
what is that Jokic line?
Jokic line is 18.5 and it's plus money. 18.5.
That's 'cause
Man,
they
he's only
think
playing
he's-
a half,
'cause They only
man.
think he's playing a half.
Yep.
yeah.
So with
But even
that,
still-
you
Could
think that he's
Jokic-
going to go off.
Well,
in that
here's the
first half.
thing. It would be great for Jokic to come out, score a good 25 in the first half, and not play the second half, and just let him know, that's what you're up against.
Exactly.
Get this win. We'll
And
see you in a
he'll
week.
do something like that. But also with that, when his line is that low, you don't think about the points. It's the points, rebounds, and assists. It's
Okay.
only at 32.5, and that's plus money. 32.5.
Man, I don't know if he's playing enough minutes,
Dude,
man.
He's going to play. Maybe if anyone else doesn't play, they might
You know
not.
what? You know what
it's
I'm
going to be
doing?
hard.
You know
What
what
are
my
you
lock
doing,
of the
Dev?
night is? I am taking the alternate spread for the first quarter. I am giving away points. I'm going to take the Nuggets at +1.5 for plus money, plus 118.
All right. Thanks for interrupting, Dev, there. What else we got?
Sorry.
So with that, we have Michael Porter Jr. at 16.5. So that means that you have to go over.
Man,
to
he's the guy I would play the least, to be honest.
we have to go over to the 3-point line.
I know.
They have it at 2.5.
They're just trying to tempt me, man.
They
They're just
have it
trying
at
to
2.5.
tempt me.
That
Again.
stuff. Betting. Oh my
Are you
god.
taking it or no?
And it's with
No,
plus
dude.
money.
I did bet.
It's a
bet,
sucker bet for sure.
Bet
but
all
I mean,
of this at your own peril. Like this is
It's
like.
so hard. Huh?
Yo,
how many
this is
threes
like,
does Michael Porter have to take for him to hit 2.5?
3. Yes, I take 3.
Do you think pro gamblers would stay away from a game like this?
Yes.
I'm not going to.
This is
Absolutely.
a total stay
I am
away
an
because
amateur
we have
gambler.
no idea what the nature of this game is. There's so much falseness that's surrounding this game.
There's so much falseness.
So you don't know what is ultimately going to win out. I really only just think that you can look at that first quarter. I don't like any of these player props. The only ones that I would consider are for the Blazers, and I don't want to bet on the Blazers. Who am I,
I know.
Dev?
I'm surprised Dev hasn't said Damian Lillard.
No,
yet.
no. I'm not going to do that because that one is going to lose. I'll tell you the one that's going to win.
Oh boy,
The one player that's going to take this game so serious
Yusuf Nurkic.
is Nurkic. He's going to go all out. He's going to trash talk. He's going to say that people are avoiding him specifically. 26.5 is his points, rebounds, and assists. He's going to try to score every time. 13.5 points is not enough for
13
him.
and a
Can we
half.
make money on
No,
Nurkic?
nope,
No, I won't.
No.
I won't bet it. But if
Nope.
I have
All
a
right.
lock,
All right.
that's what I'm going to go with.
nope,
All
can't
right.
do it. Sorry.
Okay. I might not make any other bets tonight. I don't know.
The first quarter bet is the only one that I feel very comfortable
All you need
with.
to listen. All you're looking to do tonight is get a little extra bump in the account going into the playoffs.
All right.
This is not a big profit night. We're not looking to make a killing. Just looking to transition into the playoffs.
Someone just said that Vogt does not bet responsibly. I know. Look at this. Does this look like a man who bets responsibly to you? I feel like Tony Soprano.
I kind of want to take the MPJ threes just to
Do
have
it.
that old hit of
Yo,
adrenaline.
do
Should we
it.
do it?
Yeah, dude.
Should we do it just to get a little hit of adrenaline?
You'll note I'm nowhere near my
I'm
phone.
putting a tiny little bet on this one, just a little tiny one, little baby bet, just so I have something to cheer for.
It could completely happen. It's just
I think it might.
Tonight is gambling more than other nights because
It's so
there's a
gambling.
good chance you have a much less, a much smaller time frame to get
right.
this done.
Guys, let's watch this shit show together and all the other shit shows
Go
tonight.
Nuggets, please.
I can't wait. Let's go the Nuggets. We'll see you guys right here after the game.
Let's go.